We're going to do a Monster Hunter Wilds tier list. We're going to rank all the monsties. I figured we would start with a baseline. And I think no one is better as a baseline monster than Rathalos. Now, some of y'all might hate that choice. Rathalos is iconic to the series. But I prefer fighting Rathian by a great deal. And we've seen him to death, so he's gonna be my baseline, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And we're gonna work from there, essentially. Right, let's see. Let's get some easy ones out the way. I think. Fair call on the baseline. I'm glad you agree. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Rathian. I'm a big Rathian fan. I have a story. I'm not going to tell it right now. I have a story where I fought 50 Rathian in a row, and I still enjoy fighting this monster. Like, I love this thing. It's one of my all-time favorites, and it's going to go there. Yes, this is very biased because I'm human. Ray Dow is easily an A. Ray Dow is one of the top 3 monsters, or top 3 new monsters in this game for me. I think, yes. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best ones. He was one of the most exciting ones to fight in the new game, and the most thrilling as well. It was so fun to fight something that was a wyvern again. It was kind of a strange sensation I didn't quite expect, to be honest. I'm just kind of randomly picking them, I suppose. This is the Guardian Rathalos. Guardian Rathalos is very cool. I think it's definitely more fun to fight than base Rathalos. I love seeing what they've done with its, like, the new variations of its attacks, new explosions and things. This is very, very cool. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Let's see. Who should we pick on next? Lalabarina is going to be an A for me. I love Lalabarina. I would say it's probably, again, it's either a top 3 or a top 4. Lalabarina. I really love the aesthetic of this monster. And it's nice to see spiders come back, and it's such a pretty spider, whereas the other spider down here is really gross looking. I'll have to give this one a B, because this one, I love this one. I think it looks fantastic. I think this one looks fantastic, but for different reasons. This is pretty, this is disgusting. And disgusting doesn't mean bad. Doesn't mean bad. I'm going to put this guy here. He's also kind of disgusting, but I don't think he's very interesting either. I don't think he's particularly cool. He just has these big inflatable, like, sacks on his back, and I don't know, he's kind of gross, and he doesn't really do anything for me. Doesn't do anything for me. Let's see. Geyserops can be a C, easy, or maybe even a D. No, C is fine, I think. C, yeah. I'm looking at these and I'm like, should I put any of these in D? Not sure. Geyserops, yeah, he's somewhere between D and C, perhaps. He's not awful. He's just, maybe he goes in a D. He's just really, again, not interesting, quite boring. Do you know what? I'm going to put these two into D. Because if he's my baseline, like, these are not as good as Rathalos. They're just not. And I'll tell you another one who's a D. Is a Cuckoo. Yeah. Let's see. But D isn't, like, garbage tier. Okay? D isn't garbage tier. It's just kind of like, it's just worse than a Rathalos, is basically what it is, let's see. This guy's definitely a B for me. I thought this monster was very cool and very different and interesting. I love the tail with the scissory, like, clippers. He was very different from any other monster, and I quite like that one. So yeah, he's definitely in there. Let's see here. Let's go with this guy. This guy's a D. And I'll tell you why this guy's a D. I just don't think he's very memorable. he's like, to me, this monster is like, you remember in Try, you'd have the Royal Ludroth and the Ludroth, right? To me, this monster is like the Ludroth, not even the Royal. It just feel like it's really forgettable. I don't think it's. I'm fond of the kind of drill design to it and the digging, but yeah, I just don't think it's great. It's a bit. Right, y'all are gonna hate this. I'm gonna put this monkey a little bit Ushi, a little bit. Maybe if they'd get it like eyes or like a different kind of jaw, maybe, I'm not sure. So we've got A or B for this guy. Definitely a B. Definitely a B. I actually really like the monkey. I can't even remember his name right now. And the reason I like him is because he's so comical and so different. Like, most of the monsters here are like the Congolaga, thank you. Most of the monsters in the game are very like aggressive or mean looking. And he's just like, I'm a walking meme. I'm gonna fart on you. I'm gonna belch on you. I'm gonna throw shit at you. Like, I kind of dig that about him, if I'm completely honest. Let's do another monkey then. Blagonga. I kind of feel indifferent towards Blagonga. I did, Cisco. I did know that, yes. I'm gonna put him in a C tier. I would say he's almost a D, but not quite. Almost a D, but not quite. And this guy's also a C as well. Like, they're very, very mid for me. I would say definitely Orthalos is like better than them, but I would still say I think these two are like better than these four, really. Yeah. This guy is gonna be another C. I like him. I like his colors. I know that might be a weird thing to say. I think he's in the long run, in the long term, he's going to be a bit forgettable as well, like this guy. But he's got a nice color palette, and I think he's, you know, for me, the colors of the monsters is quite a big thing. So I quite like him. I think he's a fun, nice monster to open the game with, to fight against. So yeah, I think I'm going to put him in a C. Let's see. It's not original enough, you think, Ushi? The frog thing. Gravios. Right. I'm kind of a sucker for monsters with like an earthy design, like, or just things that are like rock and metal and such. So I haven't fought Gravios in this game yet, but I am a fan. So I'm going to put him in an A, because I am a fan of this monster, that's for sure. Guardian Odogaron is going to be an A, because Odogaron is friggin' cool. This is just, this is Ebony anyway. This is Guardian Ebony Odogaron. This is going to be an A, because Odogaron's bloody fantastic. Super cool monster, super cool. And it's, God, it's just, it's got like one color palette, like, it's like basically a one color palette monster, similar to this. But it does it so well. It's so cool. So cool. Such a cool monster to fight. Let's see. Fulgur Anjanath. Same reasons, really. It's a cool monster. It's a T-Rex. It's more T-Rex than any other Brute Wyvern. And that gives it extra points, in my opinion. That gives it extra points. I love the electricity of the Fulgur Anjanath as well. I like seeing the new variations of the Guardian monster's attacks. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Right. Cockatrice. I think it's a bit forgettable, to be honest. Like I said, I think this guy's a bit forgettable, and even, dare I say, this one a tiny bit. But these two, I think in particular, like, I like this one, but I think of these ones here, these two are the most forgettable, unfortunately. My wife loves this one though when it makes the chicken sounds. Is this Duna? Duna's gonna be... You know what? I'm gonna say A for Duna. Because even though I don't care for the armor, a heavily water-themed monster that like jumps in and out of the water and makes waves is really exciting for me. Because I'm afraid of the ocean and sea monsters. So when I saw this guy in the trailers, like... It really like pulled at my fear strings and was like, oh man, I'm so like scared and excited to fight this. So yes, yeah, definitely that. Let's see, let's do the octopi next. Okay. I think it's gonna be it's somewhere between B and C. Is this for me? It kind of wins points for being a new species of like octopi monster. You know, like how I feel about this guy. But I definitely like Rathalos more than this. But I like this Rathalos even more than this. Yeah, you know what? I'll say C. I'll say C. It's a good C though. It's a good C. Put it up there. Yeah, it's really cool and interesting that it's got a new creature type, as I say. But I don't really care all that much for it. I don't hate it. It's just really like quite middle ground for me. It's just basically a new monster type. This guy's kind of the same, to be honest. He looks freakier than this one with his like fake teeth. So if I had to, I would put him over that one because his fake like mouth thing is like weird heck to look at. Right, we're getting down to the last 6. Okay. Who should I do next? Doshguma. Doshguma can leave and never come back. And I'm gonna tell you why I hate Doshguma. I need reference. Where's the Monster Hunter bear? This guy, right? This fella, yeah? And a Doshguma. Doshguma is just a mass of fur with a testicle for a face, okay? This is a bear, right? Now, I'm going to remind you what a bear looks like, okay? Oh, look, it's just a mass of fur. But look what they did with it. They gave it color. They gave it the shape to its fur. Like, all around this. They gave it these spikes and these nice claws. The blue on the underbelly. It's a very pretty creature, you know? Whereas this just... Ugh. It just looks crap. I don't like this. I do not like this monster at all. So I never want to see these two again. I think they're really boring to look at and not even particularly fun to fight. They're really crap. I do not like them. Let's see now. Gormagala is... I haven't fought Gormagala in this game yet, but I have fought Gormagala in previous games. Gormagala is absolutely so cool. So cool. Those who don't know what it is. Gormagala is like this, and it spreads this like frenzy virus. And this is like a young one, but I think they're blind. And then when they go like frenzied, they get like these horns and these bigger claws. They are super cool. And as an adult Gormagala, it becomes like golden and like flies in the air. Incredibly cool. Incredibly cool. So it has to be an A. Almost an S. Almost an S. Let's see now. Let's go to the final boss. The final boss is an A for me. And I'll explain why. In 2 parts. This guy is an S. Absolutely no question in my mind. S. And this guy's an A. They're very closely tied. The thing, I talked about this on stream. The thing that differentiates them, I wonder if I could find some reference for you. Monster Hunter Jin Hard. So this is the one that I put as S. This thing. And it is massive, by the way. You're like the size of its goddamn toe. And then, spoilers. The final boss of Monster Hunter Wilds. Alright, it's maybe not the best picture, but it's this angelic looking like creature, and you break the crystals, and then over time it becomes like more demonic looking, which is fantastic. It's such a cool mechanic. It's such a cool looking monster. It's a really fun fight. But the reason why Jindahad is my S tier over this guy is because as a final boss, having this like element of supernatural to it is very, very cool. But in general, I prefer monsters that have a more like grounded kind of like, this is a beast I'm like fighting, an animal, instead of some, I don't know how to describe it, some like legendary, no, fantastical, perhaps that's the key word here. Like, this is more fantastical than this is. So they're both equally fantastic, but I like fighting this guy more because it's a bit more of I'm fighting this giant creature, whereas in this it's like I'm fighting some life form. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. Okay, right, the last one. Where do you think he's gonna go, chat? Where is he gonna go? Where do you think, huh? Straight in C tier. And I'll tell you why. Because I think he's boring to look at. I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember his name. I just think he's really boring. I remember White Wraith. And not his actual name. I think his color palette is really boring. Yeah, I just do. Like, look at this thing, right? This is one of the starting monsters, and it's got blues and reds and all these, like... Whereas this is just like, oh, I'm just white. I find that so boring to look at. Like, if we look at, like, Redao. A monster that's primarily yellow, yeah? But it's got these patterns in it. It's got oranges in there. You know, like... What's this fucking thing? I don't... I don't care for it. It's got, like, purple energy or whatever in the whip, but... Just find it really boring, man. Look at this thing. Look, it's got this nice purple and blue and... Oh... And its face opens up and it looks interesting. Yeah. So that is my Monster Hunter Wilds tier list. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Or slam me on Twitter. And I'll see you in the next one.